Hello, Devine, and we are here this evening to do a very quick update. And I'm being quiet because everyone's asleep. And I've been getting some downloads. It has been a while since I've been doing such. So I thought I'd come to you guys live and give you a little bit of an update because some of the energy has been super heavy. Some of you might have your throat chakra going. Why? I don't know. I think it's actually linked to divine masculine. I'll turn the light on in a moment. I'll just wait for a few people to connect. And I'm hoping it's not too blurry. Let me clean it. Technology's mucking up at the moment due to the Iranian energy going retrograde. How are we? Shh, it's dark here. So I haven't done a feminine update lately, and I've been sitting there really tuning into the energy, and I'm like, this energy is interesting. Now, some of you might be getting a bit confused as to the energy, the masculine, what's coming up with you. Um, most of you guys who have been doing work on yourselves, you've pretty much mastered the art of having your crap together, being able to detach, allowing things to kind of move and things to that degree, which it's not to say that in the first 2 weeks, pop off energy may not have occurred, it still would have. But regardless of that energy, what you'll find is you're going to get a grip on it. So the grip of the energy is going to start settling down, so to speak. Most of you haven't been seeing me all that much because there's been things in my life coming up. And because I'm very wary of certain things, because I do have certain people that watch me, I'm keeping my cards close to my chest because it's none of their beeswax, right? Okay, let's get into the read. Now, with the energy, what you'll find is a lot of throat chakra is coming up, which is really bad. It's almost like if in synchronistic moments you're having blockages coming up in your throat chakra, it's not yours, okay? It is actually coming through in divine masculines. The Mars aspect, I'm almost looking at with Aries and Chiron retrograde, and with Mars, potentially by the weekend, you start getting the shadow energy because September 9th, it's going retrograde. You're going to find that some of you feminines are going to feel very tired. Then it's going to come through in the masculines where their energy is plateauing and it's getting very fatigued. Thanks, beautiful. So, they're going to start getting very fatigued. What are you doing cleaning toilets as you listen? Did that this morning, girl. So with that, what you'll find is there can be aggression, there can be frustration. You tend to find in that effect, how do I place it? It's almost like the male version of Venus retrograde because we are the polarity of yin and yang. Feminine and masculine have yin and yang, male and female elements inside you. So in your hunter-gatherer mode, you'll find these energies will resonate. On the other aspect of things, you'll find that the male energies are going through a purgatory state. So it can be they're very silent, very, abrupt and direct, maybe processing a lot of what's happened in their life. So depending on how you are situated in your twin flame journey, what I have been noticing really synchronistically, because I really do feel a lot of unions are coming through, this is mirroring very much my path where I was 2 years ago. So I have noticed with Juno going direct and Juno going retrograde, there's transits where twins come in and out of union. This stage that we're moving into is quite pivotal, and never really get worried whether you're in or you're out. It's part of your soul path. The people that you meet is all directly linked to, but the agitation and them actually ascending like the phoenix, it's actually how do I place it? It's coming up very raw at the moment. So there's a lot of deep healing happening with that. So with you guys, what you'll find is it can be coming through in a purgatory sense. So you can feel the vibration. You might have slight old frequencies coming through of being slightly attached and then detaching very quickly. It's due to the fact that you're picking up on the frequency. And because you've been working on yourselves, those of you that have been part of the tribe for 4 years or more, and have been coming to do the coaching sessions, what you'll find is you've inbuilt the tools inside you to actually have that self-mastery, to tune out, to allow that person to, what would you call it, do that meditation, do that purgatory effect. Birds at the moment are coming up very largely. The other day, I actually saw a butcher bird. A butcher bird is very territorial, but it's almost protective in nature. So at a synchronistic level, I do feel a lot of feminines at the moment are very protective of themselves, more from a perspective of noticing traits, noticing synchronistic patterns. So you're going on hunch energy, but don't tune into it too far to the point you're actually manifesting it. So you need to be cautious of that. Be in alignment of the observation of it. I do feel it's quite crucial at the moment that we don't, how do I place it? I don't like saying the word don't. Sometimes we become too dense in the 3D. If we can look at the trigger points of what's coming up, I am seeing us timeline jumping. I'm also seeing it to be almost, if you tune in, you can manifest it. And manifestation can be high frequency or lower frequency. When you're in disconnection of it, you allow everything to fall as it should, and you can trust it, you can cope with it, especially if it's very dense energy and you're finding it's very frustrating. It's almost just taking it for a moment, acknowledging it for what it is, and it transforms within 6 hours, 24 hours. It's just tuning out of it, so to speak. So themes that have been coming up have been protection. I have seen heart chakra coming up for feminines, potential abandonment wounds coming up. So, if you're feeling like you wish to run or you wish to hold your heart and you're pushing back because you're tuning into a frequency, it's better to breathe, sit with it, almost self-parent, and tune into something else. Don't do the same pattern. So if in the old days you would ring, and it depends on the situation that's going on. If you're alone and you're working through that purgatory effect, it's different. You can also have some synchronistic people around you that actually trigger that. So work through that energy. Also detach and sit back a little bit. Very heavy triggers. So you could be fighting with siblings, family members, co-workers, whoever it be. It's because of the Mars and Aries placement. So it's Aries and Chiron. If you have an ex from the past or a current partner, Mars is activating a place in our chart. So I have mentioned it in the other videos. Having that awareness there, that it is the planet of war, but it does link into certain places in our zodiac sign, wherever that is. It's healthy that it's the first house placement. Thanks, Dal. Healthy from a perspective that we're wanting to move forward, because what we're going to do now, very similar to when you're unwell, you sort of like, okay, you need food, water, and recuperation. You use essentials. You get down to basics. You're very practical in nature. So a lot of us have been very practical in nature. I feel you. So with the practicality, it's going to benefit us. It's a bit like a dune buggy going up a hill, yet you've piled a house on top of it. You're not going to make it up that hill. So any lack of success in a forward motion is showing you what you have to drop and what you can't take with you. So it might really be shredding back and peeling back the onion at the moment in your life with certain elements, be it love, work, belief systems, your spirituality, your daily routine, wherever it falls, right? You'll be noticing patterns and you'll be looking at it and going, okay, I've really got to drop this because I can't take this with me. So whatever it is that you need to tie up in a sense of loose ends, or if you're seeing certain routines aren't working and it's kind of chucked you a tower moment and you're going, right, we need to look at this. We need to change things up. Something's not exactly working here right now. How can we look at this differently? Some of you may find at this very moment, there's absolutely no solution. And that is because the tower needed to come to cause the debris to help that radical change. Because within our ego and everything we've directly tried, it has not given a solution. So by throwing the tower into the situation, it causes the clarity of the situation as well as some new pieces to add to that puzzle to create that solution. So do try and trust in the process. Some of you might have to come to a complete acceptance of certain things, of black and white scenarios. And I don't mean to use that analogy loosely. It's more in layman's terms, seeing something for what it really is. rose-colored glass is really taken off. You know, where have we been putting our energy into? Have we been in delusion? Neptune and Pisces retrograde. How can we now look at it that we've peeled that onion back and we've seen the root core of what all of this is? And what do we need to do with that information moving forward? Now, when we do get to the end of the month, and this weekend pocket is highly flammable, so to speak, and it does intensify as the month goes on, but we may have more tools to be able to deal with certain dynamics that are coming up, which is beneficial. You always notice in your path. Oh, thanks, sweet. You notice in your path, if you've purged something, at first you might be, there's different things that can come up from Ascension symptoms. So what you find is you can get very fatigued. You might have been fighting the ego. We had a lot of ego, third eye energy. And then coming to a space where you've gained clarity, you've accepted something, you've put it to bed and you've made peace with it, and then you ascend, right? The similar energy happens at a synchronistic level with masculine. So as feminines come up and you have purged something, you might find a few weeks later you come back down again. And that's due to the fact that the both of you are purging at a similar frequency. At the further into self-union you get, you will purge at the same time. Some of you may not be seeing that, obviously, if you're not in communication, but I have seen that to be a synchronistic pattern. Also, a lot of us can be in a bit of ego when we are looking at readings, okay? And hear me out when I say this, because I am in union, and I have been out of union, reunion, yep, anyhow. What I noticed was the energy resonated with all at a different level. So you need to peel it back and listen to the actual energy. Hi, Dale. So what I've found is huge energies. I'm going to pull the cards away from me. I'm going to get the Rune. Stalking energy has been coming up because of Aries and Coral. Multimedia. Accusations, very Mars energy. Okay. This is what we have. Oh, is it? No, it's not really. Wrong one. Bear with me. I'll find it here. I meant to tag these. There it is. Fire, Odin. Yeah, that'll be right. Hi. I was like, I'm coming outside to do this. I love being outside. Okay, Odin. Element, fire. Tree, ash, and elm. Okay. This would be right. I remember this, Rune. Yeah, it has been very heavy. I did have a power kip yesterday. I did find that sleeping has been very light lately. A lot of feminines haven't been able to sleep. And then it's deep fatigue, you know, really, really deep fatigue where you've had a power nap and you've come out of it. You still feel a bit like you're a bit hungover from it, but you're coming back up again. It is a purgatory energy. It is to prepare the masculine's energy for their ascension process coming forward, which has already amped off. So you're going to find that they're going to get very tired. It can be very egoic, very emotional, maybe very neutral, and then very flighty. So you just allow that process. There's nothing you can do. You allow that person to energetically go through their spiritual process and allow them to do that on their own personal terms. Okay. Gifts, opportunities, partnership, love, match, sacrifice, obligation, karmic union, divine revelations. Yes, I need to talk to you, Mark. Anywho, okay. Now, this Rune's very interesting. It does link to when we do get to that egoic state of thinking, this was for nothing. Everything we've done is for nothing. And I have heard myself say that a few times, probably over the last 2 months. It's like, especially when you're doing the eat, pray, repeat, and I mean that loosely. From a perspective, if you're trying something and you're getting the same outcome, it's like I always say, you can't expect to get a different cake if you keep bloody putting the same recipe together. So take something out, add something in, swap it around, and then you still keep getting the same energy. Okay, so what does it say? It is a wonderful, positive rune, promising positive exchange, connections and interaction, and fair play on all levels. On the esoteric divinational level, the rune suggests the quadrant has been or will be offered a gift from the gods. This may take the form of wisdom or insight or an opportunity. The quadrant is warned, however, of the responsibility inherently in accepting such a gift. The Old Norse philosophy that nothing comes for nothing emphasizes the quadrant's onus to use the gift correctly and to acknowledge both the giver and the given. Okay, we can't tell if it's reversed, so I would say, it's not on an angle. We're going to read it both because I do feel with the runes all this month, it's up and down. Okay, at worst, it foreshadows theft or betrayal. It may also caution against giving of oneself too freely, and I'll be bringing this up too, or spreading oneself too thinly, which can result in depleted energy and loneliness. Tut, tut, tut. Healthy give and take, and it's the 8th house placement when you look at it. A mark. 8th house Pluto, it is making aspects this month. I do believe it was making an aspect to Eris, which was really saying the same thing. It was talking about the fact that a lot of what this Aries and Chiron transit's doing, Uranus going retrograde the 15th, which we were in shadow. Then we've got Neptune and Pisces retrograde. It's really stripping everything back. It's like, okay, where have we been out of alignment? What needs to go? What's not working correctly? Behavioral energies can come through. Some can be egoic, and if you're ascended enough, you can step back and go, okay, I see all persons' perspectives. But if you have been part of a scenario in which has nothing to do with you and you have been dragged down into potentiality, you need to step back and allow the cards to fall. So that's the power you have. It's not necessarily using it for manipulation. It's potentially speaking from a place of truth, coming from a perspective of healthy boundaries, what you can and can't do, and then stepping back and allowing what's to be, and trusting the process. And it sounds very simplistic, but depending on what's coming up with you, it can be very trigger orientated, where you're going, wow, you're getting pulled in different directions. There's no action. There will still be a consequence. Action will still be a consequence. It's sort of like that this month. I can't explain it. Now, what's the other energy? A lot of you may have noticed that you had given your power away. So if you find yourself being quite abrupt, it's because you're making healthy boundaries. And the boundaries actually with yourself, it's like, wow, you've been doing too much, or you've been maybe a little bit unorganized because you've been doing other people's work and things to that degree. It's looking at it, and it's almost like taking an audit and going, okay, have I been on mission here? And I do feel mission energy. Ooh, mission energy has been coming up big time. Yeah, and even tuning into what Divine Masculine's doing when stuff's bouncing off for you is still giving you power. It's like, oh, look, I'm not your parent. You are your own adult. You have your own power. I have things going on in my life. This is what I need to focus on. You can't be codependent this year. You really can't. And the reason why some of you aren't in union has probably done you a favor at the moment. And I'm only saying that from the perspective of, with the Capricorn energy, what tends to happen is you'll be really busy with your schedule anyway. So universe would have made life extremely busy in your career sector, your family zone, however it falls in your chart. And the similar energy would have been happening with your Divine Masculine. So if coming to it and you haven't done those purges connected to codependency, enabling victim consciousness, and I'm not saying you're going to go into it perfectly. I'm saying if you aren't ascended enough to check yourself, it becomes problematic and it will result in a break. Most of you are prepared now. That's why a lot of these energies are coming in heavier, depending on, how would I say it? What wave you are. Most of the third wavers, you will move through your ascension process faster because you have the tools. The first wavers have had very long journeys. The second wavers will have shorter, providing they can work through They're demons. None of us get left behind. If anything, the pressure is going to get heavier, not lighter. Okay, what else do I want? Yeah, it was funny because I'm really seeing the crown chakra because it's linking to Pisces in the 12th house. Because Neptune in Pisces is retrograde, it's almost like we're dissolving the delusions. We're seeing things extremely clearly. It's like put your money where your mouth is. Your actions speaking as loud as your words. It's really come to that resonance. There's a very lack of tolerance at the moment, which can be dangerous. So we do need to step back and actually go, okay, am I having an expectation that this person is required to ascend? Am I getting triggered that it has been in vain? Very similar to this Rune. I mean, everything's in divine order, really. We don't see it at the time. And you can actually fast track your journey with certain things you can do. And that's why I do my coaching. Now, presence, purpose. It's like, this is 6. This is the number 6 energy. What is your soul mission? Can you do this without counterpart? It's all divinely guided. Sometimes we do get too dense in the ego, but there can be. I'm feeling abandonment energy coming up. I'm going to pull a clarifier. I wouldn't be surprised if I do pull a card and it comes out throat chakra. Okay, but it's funny because on the 5D, some of you may not be dreaming, like wanting to dream or see the person in the 5D. That's quite normal as well, just prior to union, because you two tend to get to a point where you are owning the fact that you need a physical connection in the 5D. Yeah, you're like, look, I'm not tapping into it. I'm not going to allow this to distort me. I'm really focused on what is going to be in my best interest. You may be very 3D at the moment, feminines, because we do have a lot of Mars energy. So if you're trying to tidy things up, if you're burning yourself out, if you find you're going from ebbs and flows, high dial from eating to not eating, really getting to that point, try and take some meditation time. Sit with your energy. If it's triggering you, don't run for the phone and don't run for the, keep off the Gatorade and, Gatorade's probably healthy, but the Red Bull and things to that degree, just breathe. It's probably hard when you're in, anger mode, but stay patient. I do feel you guys do need to meditate. Taking time for self. If that means a power kip, if it means just being silent, sitting with the energy and choosing not to talk to anyone, that's okay too. What you're essentially wanting, and it's almost like you're putting your hands up to universe. You're like, I've done a lot of work. I want to be happy. Where is my happy ending? I'm not doing this if it's not going to take me to that vibration. It's almost like your individuality. It lands a 3. Happiness isn't hope. Let me place it that way. Try not to get it twisted. Hoping, all of us need dreams, right? All of us need dreams. I'm sorry, I'm laughing in the comment. But at the same time, we have the power of creativity. So if you find you've been doing art, you've been tapping into that energy, you're actually manifesting, which is really healthy. I do feel it's almost like wishing upon a star. It's the sun energy, which is the Leo energy. You're wanting the energy back into your life. You're trying to balance yourself out. You're also wanting a brand new beginning. You're like, where's this brand new beginning? Some of you are thinking of a brand new beginning in general, point blank zero. Okay. Hi from the States. Love you. Oh, thanks, love. Now, hope. I'm not connecting that with you, feminine. I'm not. I feel, look, there's a few of you that are on the fence and thinking, sod this, I want to move forward. I'm just going to find a soulmate energy. Trust me in saying, energy of your ascension process will come through in any person. Okay, that's part of the deal once you've ascended a certain way. So it's not to say you're not entitled to do what you feel vibrationally is going to make you happy. Your ascension will continue nevertheless. And trying to master that energy from the psychic attacks, because it does become so strong that you do feel their energy, that does not go. but it is development of the psychic gift to actually self-master. So if you do need coaching on that, come through and I'll teach you how to do it, because it can get to the point it is so heavy, it literally has you on the floor. So when it's coming in, breathe it out, tune out, get a smudge stick, scoop your head. Some readers will tell you to send love and light. The thing is, that can be at a level, you always have that innately in you when we're away from ego. It can be, to a degree, in the early stages of the journey, quite codependent. What I found in my ascension was, while Twin was sensing my vibration, movement would not happen. If I tuned out and I was very focused on myself, contact and movement would happen. So it kind of breaks down the theory of sending love and light, because it is quite codependent or egoic in nature to believe we need to save. We actually don't, and that's part of the blockages in the journey. So by shifting the energy back onto yourself, you're self-valuing, you've got the self-worth. A lot of you are tapping into your creativity. So, if you're walking, dancing, trying to get your vibration up, doing gardening, just art energy. Self-care is huge as well, because we have Venus and Cancer. So if emotions are coming up and you're needing nurturing, actually articulating that to people around you, saying, look, I need somebody to talk to. I've got these emotions coming up. I need to speak to somebody right now. I'm not feeling so great. It can even be friends that are doing this to you, where you're able to be there for them. So, paying it forward. And yellow energy does link to Cancer energy, the zodiac sign Cancer. So, just trying to get your vibration high, tapping into something positive so that blockage is kind of moved. Once that's moved, you're going to feel lighter. You're not feeling as centered because you do need to do some meditation. Some of you are almost blocking the connection out. It's like telepathically, both of you are very tuned into either a 3D situation or trying to block each other out, feeling very protective. You may be looking at this like self-esteem energy is being worked on. Sometimes feminines this week, you may come to a point where you're thinking, have I developed my self-esteem? Is something old coming up? Not necessarily. It can be the vibration of their ascension process. So when these things come up, if you've already worked on them and you're cool bananas, as my girlfriend used to say, you just might be channeling their energy at the moment. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now, morning, Chris. Okay, connected. 9, 10, 11, 12. Some of you are questioning whether it's going to come through this year. And you're like, look, I don't want to be without love forever. You are love, right? The card's in reverse. So some of you might be questioning by people's actions, twin flames actions I'm talking. Am I doing the right thing right now? Am I seeing this the right way? Does this person see me this way? Because it's in reverse. And again, and then looking at the spiritual connection as well, especially because we have Neptune and Pisces, some of us might be going, is it a karmic? Is it a twin? It's okay. Neptune and Pisces, right? Maybe you're healed. Giggle. That one's for you. You're thinking love does matter. The thing is, anything we tune into, we bring into our physical reality. It doesn't need a tag to be real. What you feel is what you feel. Even if somebody else you feel doesn't love you, it's a thought. It's not a reality. Does that mean you can't love? So, love does matter. And I'm also feeling you're wanting to make peace with the situation. Some of you may be looking back and having a lot of regression energy. It can be in your dream state. It can be, again, I'm seeing birds, almost feeling like something in your path is changing, where you've got to move, goals, hopes, dreams, locations, whatever that be for you individually. I'm seeing the boat here, and I'm seeing the energy of almost the bird flying, and it's having this dream state, astro traveling, where you're wanting to have something different, and you can sense it's coming, but you just don't quite know what it is. There is a situation that yellow energy can relate to, again, as I mentioned, Venus and Cancer. So we've got two yellow energies here. This can be family related dynamics popping off, and not seeing the prettiness in the situation. It might be a very ugly situation. This can be emotions, it could be arguments, it could be pain, it could be transformations, really peeling it back. It's something you're physically going through, and I do feel it's on both sides of the fence, in both masculine and feminines, because there's 4-4 here on the table. Now with your heart. Overall, there are changes that your heart physically is going through. Some of you, as you go through this, what you're purging, you're going to actually greatly benefit from. You're not seeing it at this point. There's, you're grateful for the lessons, you're grateful for the clarity. You're hoping that both you and potential twin can heal through this adversity, and repair situations with the lotus flower. Gratitude and appreciation. Interesting. Okay, what is this still relating to? There is going to be a shift, though. And again, there's Aries and Chiron is almost shaking up foundations at the moment, I'd say. Yeah, you've waited for this to transform a very long time. So there can be unfinished business, tying up loose ends, your side, their side. And it's this waiting energy, like you synchronistically know that you want to come out of this mental prison. You're not wanting it to be in that state any longer. There seems like a drawing a line in the sand. And this is due to the fact that something, in a sense, of the foundation, it's not your instincts, it's you've physically seen something connected to a foundation that you feel is affecting your energy, and it has to change. And Adam's calling. Adam on YouTube. Yeah. It's like saying I'm not 20 no more. Just kind of that kind of analogy. It's like, look, something needing to grow, something needing to mature. This could be relating to a female. For some of you, it could be. But looking at this and shifting your perspective, it's something coming to a close, looking at a new beginning, because it's a number 10. Yeah, you're tired of the heavy energy. You're wanting to move away from heavy frequencies. You're not wanting to be around. You're deeply faithful to the connection, but you simply don't want to be in the vibe of people that are lower frequency. You're like, peace out. Have fun with that. Let's pull some different cards and see what's coming up. I'm going to leave these. Thank you for that message. Okay, what aren't we seeing? What are we not seeing? What do we need to know that we are not seeing? Yeah. Okay, celebrating differences in reverse. There's some situations that need to resolve. This can be external situations. It can be tribe orientated with the dolphins on it. This has been coming up a lot too with the Dolphina linking to Neptunian. Also with the spirals of manifestation coming up on the card, which is very Tesla energy. The delusions and illusions, looking at things, wishing everything was beautiful and happy and everyone was conducive, whatever that be for you. You're looking at the reality of that. And you're like, is that a potentiality? Is that a possibility? It can be even the adversity you've dealt with, on your soul journey and your mission, where you've got to in your divine partnership, however it lands for you. But this energy of what's coming up for you, it does feel you're seeing the reality of a situation. Some of you, it might be, has your counterpart done the work spiritually, not necessarily 3D, because it comes through yin yang. Okay. I do feel there is a situation that's playing out that most of you had an inkling about. Some of you may be looking at it like you had an intuition would occur. This is a previous event that might have been in a conversational piece, or it may have been just in full awareness of you that it was so, or it could be a potential, and it's coming up again. What's this coming up? Yeah, it's to do with consistency. It's to do with bringing things together. It might have been like the picture and the way you thought everything was going to come together, or situations surrounding that needed to be cleared up. And it's interesting because it's almost like Noah's Ark at the bottom with all the tribe. Hi, Sally. Okay, some decision hasn't been made yet. That may be because you're pausing to wait and hear some information. And again, it's a number 11. I do feel it might be, in your opinion, it's not your decision to make. You're stepping back. You're like, okay, this is yours. Yeah, an old cycle needing to end. You're very clear with your intentions moving forward. You do feel that you are really following instincts, knowing the frequency and the channels people are coming from, understanding that some decision has not been made, some of it universe is making, not necessarily all the individuals involved. It is coming to an end, and it is very 8th house placement with Pluto. I'm still feeling between now and October major transformations. You'll find the next few months are going to be particularly heavy, but you do have it in the bag. Try and keep as grounded as you can. Okay, big plans potentially can be made by the end of the year. It's almost like your intent is to get a lot of things tied up. You want to be by New Year, Christmas, you want all of this energy to be tied up so that you can have the physical movement forward. Otherwise, you do feel the direct foundation can be, toxic. You wish to have that fresh start. You wish to have that celebration. This can even be at a psychic, spiritual level. True. You will be willing to open your heart, providing that is so. You're also being extremely gentle with yourself. Oh, feminines. Pardon me. Feminines, you guys might be receiving a gift. This can be in communication directly from twin. The swan energies on here. 10 is in relation to ending a cycle and having a brand new beginning. Oh, okay. It's funny because a lot of yellow energy's been coming through. Be super careful around this time. This can be a time frame where new children can be birthed because there is the egg there and there is a fetus there. So just be really careful. I do feel if you did have a child that did pass over, I do feel that soul energy was interlinked and it's guiding you at the moment. Especially if you're seeing swans all of a sudden. I mean, yes, we do have swans, stork energy more so. But I do feel this energy is actually helping you move into love, to deeper love. You're going through a healing space. Okay, these gifts are going to come to you. There is a gift coming. For all your efforts, there is a gift coming. You're just not seeing it yet. It can be so simple, but it's definitely a gift. I feel this has really taken a toll on your health. Some of you might be reflecting back thinking, geez, this has been ever so long. Are we ever going to get there? Look at the way she's looking into the distance. Are we there yet? Look at the animals on it, like almost like she's disillusioned. You do know the truth, though, but some of it hasn't been so attractive. It hasn't, the pain body experiences, the ascension, the delays, the waiting, the adversity. Need we say more? It's not hot. You're also wanting a fresh beginning. I'm telling you, some of you may fall pregnant. Be careful. The outcome is love. The outcome is coming. What do we need to know about that? Yeah. There's a particular pocket of you here. It's almost like you've set an intention. I feel a very stubborn energy coming through, almost like you're saying, it's weird. It's like you're making a statement, I'm moving forward. With or without, but it's not without. You just turned 50. Happy birthday. 50's the new 20. But geez, we did wait a long time. But technically, you haven't been waiting all your life. Let's put it that way. We have lived, right? We've had ascension, really heavy ascension for the last 4 years, but masculine. Interesting. Okay, I'm channeling this card now. There's a very big test coming up for masculines. Oh, it's funny. This was a feminine card reading, but I will say, I'm seeing family-related dynamics coming up. I'm seeing a potential new path and major plans being forged, right? On this card, look at the way the feminine is kissing the male. Look at what he's embedded in, which is a tree, which is source, which is linked to family and tribe. Look at the way the tree, he's coming out of the tree. He's being rebirthed. He's being rebirthed. Whatever was holding him back, he's merging off it, away from it. It's so funny because it's almost like within the crown chakra, within the head of the tree, there's haunting faces coming down, talking at him, dictating to him. I don't know if you can see it on the angle. It's sort of one of those. They're up here in the tree. It's kind of spooky. It's like taunting, bickering, whinging. Can be family because tree denotes family, tribe. It's also the roots and the lineage. But look how he's pulling away from it and moving towards his own. No, and look, in energy work, we are yin and yang inside of one person. So this is both you, feminine and masculine, balancing those energies. Understanding that you're more, how do I place it? Coming home to who you are. To who you are, what you need, not being everything for everyone, because we simply can't in this world. Not one of us can. We can't. It's like I remember saying to somebody said to me one day, "Why don't they like me?" Not everyone's going to like you, but it's not coming from a perspective of you're not like a bull. It's like I like chocolate ice cream. Some people like banana ice cream. We all ascend, but we're interlinked. So when we're spiraling internally, they're spiraling externally. It's linked. If we can't check ourselves, the ascension process doesn't stop. It kind of it stagnates. So the work I would do on myself was when I would look at it and I had a belief system, I would sit down and I would write down what I felt had to change on his side. And I'd sit back and I thought that was a great list. And then I go back to it and I go, okay, how does this relate to you, Yildiz? How does that relate to you? Because what we say is what we lack. It's a bit like someone saying you're fat and they're overweight. It's a belief system that don't go through what I've been through unless you get your weight under control. You will have to go through what I went through. It's just looking at the mirror energy, okay? But I have found that with my coaching sessions because a lot of that can cause stagnancy in the journey, especially when we're very fixated. What I'm seeing in the tree here, it's almost like it's paining both of you to be away from each other. Hmm. One, two, three. Let's see, how many people here? There's more than, there's several. I'm seeing 8 to 10 people. It's the ghosts of the past, and some of them may be present, but it's just the resonance of who these people are, the memories, the connection. Um, it's also the memories of you. Hmm. This is a weird message. Look at the way she's wearing a veil. It looks like she's wearing a flower veil. I do feel there was regret if you did marry somebody. I do feel there's also fear that you may marry somebody. What else do we need to know? Don't be surprised if in the next few weeks there's a lot of projection. Now, the projection can be coming from karmic individuals. It can be in an aggressive nature, it can be in a stalking nature, especially with the nodes in Gemini, social media. Change your passwords, white light yourself. You'll be aware of it, you'll intuitively know. Okay, trust your own understanding. You're like, you know what you know, what you know. And look at the owl. Her face. It's like, I intuitively know, I'm not silly. Cord cutting's been coming up too. If you've done cord cutting and you're blessing them be, don't be surprised. Because it kind of detaches their ability to do anything. Very rarely do I do that, but I always energetically know when it's due. Okay, renewal. What is this? What's this relating to? Ask your angels to assist as well at the moment. If you want guides or angels to help you, something that hasn't come together, somebody I do feel on the external is wanting something to be a different way. I don't know why I'm hearing return from the Mac. It's like they're wanting something to return, what they feel is theirs. And I feel this is external to you, feminines. I feel this is linking to masculines. Something isn't coming together the way all felt. There's a bit of a delay there with that. It's an unhappy situation. Yeah. Self-worth related energies for sure. Three people mocking a situation. What's the we talking about? I guess so much. Why? Where's the weight gaining? Because you do tend to find prior to coming into union, you kind of gain a bit of weight, and then you'll have a massive purge, and it comes off. It does come off. It's emotions. Okay. What else do we need to know before I love human lady? The major energy that's coming through here, you guys have made a direct intent. You've sent it out to universe. What does he want you to know? That's interesting. You're a dag. Why do you always make me laugh, Sally? Thanks for the freebie. Where is the bloomin' thing? Oh my goodness, you crack me up. I'm so late joining. Hi, how have you been? Long time no see, stranger. Have you been looking after yourself? Still at the same house, Elma? Or have you moved? I miss that windowsill, you know? I do, I miss that windowsill. I'm just hoping for a new soulmate. See, my father used to say when we use comedy, it's because the truth, it's because the reality is so bleak. It's like you got to laugh about it or you'll cry, right? It's not really, it's just how we're feeling right now. Here it is. Okay. I can say uncertain. Okay, masculines. This is how they're feeling to do with their situational ship. Maybe I should do a masculine energy read. Psychic protection. There's a bit of evil eye going on to masculine at the moment. I hope we're not doing that. I don't think so. I think it's karmic energy. Water, emotions. Yeah, this is emotions, and this is fatigue as well. With the fatigue and the ascension symptoms, if you're having substance or anything to that degree, you do tend to find, especially when we have Pisces placements and our crown chakra is activated, you will let light and dark energy in. So you need to be careful. Definitely never sleep in a bed if your feet are facing out a door and you're in that situation, be it intoxication or anything to that degree, because energy can transfer and it can get stuck. And always keep your mirrors clean, peeps. Okay, so this is linking to mystery, chance, an unpredictable event. And it's weird. Oh, how do I say this on YouTube without getting demonetized? The intimate act, right? Okay, an encounter. That was the ethical way to say it, I guess. Esoteric, unfolding, fate, karma, feminine mystery, initiation, event, incubation. I'm telling you, pregnancy. Or family, tribe, children, irritation, fear, vulnerability, ill fortune, faults or mistakes exposed. This is old energy. I feel this is karmic related. I'm telling you. This is to do with family, tribe, children. It could also be the evil eye on feminine, in case you have one. I'll say it again, Shelley. Children are blessings. Okay, what does it say? I haven't had this one before. I would say with the black energy, it's this is shadow work. This can be to do with inner child wounds. It can be to do with past events, things they've done, purgatory effect, cleaning karma up. Okay. It is the most difficult of ruins to interpret, as even its mundane meaning is uncertain. It's a bit like life, really, eh? Life is like a box of chocolates. It has been translated various of, okay, so the apple tree, pear tree, chessman, dice cup, fate, game, dance, hearth, and woman's bit down there. I can't say that, so I'm monetarised, I've got to be careful. Since the meaning has remained a mystery or a secret for so long, it seems appropriate to accept it as the ruin of mystery. Okay, ruin. Knowledge with this ruin as a guide will find particular significance in the ruin and will invest in with meaning that is likely to alter as deeper levels of mystical insight are attained. Let us consider the shape of the pharaoh as our starting point as we grope towards understanding. Whoa, feminine principles. The vessel and the hollow, the cup, the cave, are symbolisms of the feminine principle. Okay, the matrix that contains the potential of all things. Inside, they are dark and secretive. Their contents mysterious. I feel that they think something's hidden. They sit around a cauldron adding arcane ingredients. I'm telling you, this is a bit of witchcraft here. I feel the masculine is feeling it. Which can place us in a very privileged position with regarding the understanding our place in life. Reversed warns against scrambling and irritation fears of the unknown. Mystery of life are not threatened to the end. I'm telling you, I'm going to pull some cards. Let's see. Let's see what's coming up. I've just got this inkling that there is something that they're trying to sort out, but they're tuning in. I think they're getting psychic downloads. Let's see. Hi, back. You should be in bed. Your babies are going to wake you later. Let's see. I'm using your lamp you gave me back to clear my crystals. Okay, let's see. Okay. What is going on with the energy? Because I'm telling you, there's a haunting there. You're in bed. Don't you let my brother hear you. You got your sheet on there again. Okay. There's a bit of black magic going. Okay, now the reason I'm saying this is how I'm interpreting it. This is to do with the witch's cauldron. This is shadow work. This is dark energy. This is malefic. This is the fair. It's them tuning into it because they know potentially this person's capacity because they've seen it and it's infinite, but not necessarily always in a positive way. This is, I asked, what energies are coming through karmically related? Spirituality, but at a lower frequency. It's sort of like affecting the health. You know, it can be health related that they're doing this from their psychic perspective, in a sense, from their health, mental health perspective. This is also spirituality. I'm picking up more is magic, manipulation, truly believing they're in alignment, but it's in reverse. It's like disillusionment. It's not understanding that it's very distorted in the manner they're seeing it. Also thinking that everything's sweet. It's like they're doing something, a spell. Spells don't work. Spells only work if you, how do I put it? We're always manifesting, right? Karmics, if you're watching, we actually always manifest. So further down in the journey, anything I fed, I would co-create. Then when I wanted something, I would be like, oh, I made that happen. More when you don't think about it at all, you can create it. But the thing is, vibration is everything. So as they say with witchcraft, which I don't practice, if you send it out, it comes back tenfold. And it's only temporary because unless that energy of relevance is there, it's a bit like saying, I want this person to love me, right? The thing is, if that person doesn't, it's fleeting. It would be more, you may generate it in a sense, but it would be a one-night stand. Because unless the vibration is true, it doesn't resonate. So it's not a permanency. Resonance of the laws of attraction has to be a real vibration. So you will only be able to achieve that very temporarily, if that makes sense. And you literally could be manifesting in your high vibe soulmate instead of someone that energetically wasn't destined for you. heart chakra clearing, but it's almost like, look, it's like, why would you be happy to have someone that doesn't want you? If it was me, I would run for the hills. And I don't mean away from you. I mean, I would run away from that person because I know my worth. I would only want somebody that wants me. Holding it close to their chest, not saying anything. What is coming up is there's a bit of aggression. There's a bit of a war going on here. Throat chakra. Okay, throat chakra, connecting to feminine and masculine, and their opinions about this. Any questions? So, feminines, masculines in the house. I highly suggest you do a house clearing. I highly suggest you put salt on your front door. Although I don't do witchcraft, I know how to protect myself against witchcraft. Place a line in your home. Do a gin removal. Like I said, it always goes back, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. And tuning into it gives it power as well. So just be like, cast it, babe. Bless it, babe. I have salt at the door. You do need to now and then remove it, though. You need to remove it, scoop it up, put it in some newspaper, take it away from the house. Especially, you'll know, you'll feel the energy. Having the conversation with my younger son today, so we shall see. Do you know one thing, True Heart? Your dog aside, he's got unfinished business with you, love. Wash your floors with Florida water. Yeah. I have a feeling your son is in deep need of you right now. A hug for some reason. I don't know why. I can feel him crying inside. Yes, I guess so. What would you like to know? I can't be here too long because my battery will die. And there's certain things I can't do on YouTube, okay? So I will be going to do that shortly. Yeah. Has he been home? Perth, so far, yes, we are. We've been blessed. Although we have a, should we talk about politics? My mother always said, never talk about politics, religion. But that's all gone to buggery, hasn't it, really? I mean, due to the fact that we've got all of these transformations happening. Yeah. We have a lovely certain person who's linked to a mind who wishes to sue the government in Australia, which could send WA broke, which is quite synchronistic early because with the Aries and Chiron retrograde and the aspects it's making this month, it can be very karmic in nature for those egoic, greedy individuals, and it really places shade on those energies. It's real dark energy. That's the crazy thing about life. This is on the planet. This is the worst possible time you could be a jerk. Really, it is. Like, Mars is connected to war. There are people dying all over the world. Do we really need to be assholes? I'm just going to say it. Like, is there not enough drama? That's all I'm saying. Think about it. Don't be egoic. Try and pull it down. Help with you. I'm telling you, the weight is connected to spirituality. My blockages, I've lost 50 kilos 3 times, and each time it was linked to needing to purge. Every time I did. And the abdomen, the inner child wounds, ugh, that's a dark closet, that one. That abandonment energy and the ego of the anger. Whew. What did you want to ask, Antilla? Did it come up for you? An oracle for me, please. 222444. I've only got certain cards out here, sweet pea. You've got rising from the ashes, but you're second guessing yourself because it's in reverse. There's areas you're super happy with. There's areas you are super happy with, but there's something you're holding down, right? You're holding it down, and it's don't feel you can't reach out to people, be it, family or who. It's like there's something I'm picking. There's something that you're harboring. You're harboring it there. It's like it's bubbling. Like have everything is great, right? But there's something, and it's like right there, and you're not letting it come up. You're a bit worried about it. You're worried about how that will be if it does, and could it get messy? No, temporarily maybe, but permanently no. Okay. Any other questions in the house? Abandonment for you. Do you know the crazy thing I learned in my situation? Abandonment always comes back to everything starts from childhood. True, right? And then you could have another event, and the pain body experience. We put a batch of glad wrap around it. It's like, okay, I won't do it that way again. Eliminate that one. I've got to tell you a story, and oh God, and I know certain individuals in my life watch my channel, which is really funny, and I absolutely mean no disrespect on you. I did have a time when I was in particular connections. It's a bit like that. You might have code words or nicknames for people, and I don't mean that in a condescending way. It's almost like you have an experience and you eliminate something. You say, I'm never going to do that again. So it may be I'll never have a terrible sister-in-law again. If you've had a really horrible sister-in-law, it could be I'll never want a mother-in-law. Things to that degree. So what you tend to find is with abandonment-related issues, a lot of the time is we have this very high expectation that we need to be perfect. And it's huge, but it's not always something that's been placed in us. I'll be honest with you. It's something that we believe everyone needs from us. So it's the criticism coming at us, and it's you're not good enough, you're not accepting, and it's just coming at you right through your life. When you really shred it back, it's actually all of those people's statements, Dale. It's all about them. And this whole lifetime, like a bucket, and I was laughing about this, I was saying this to Shelley, there's a hole in my bucket. Yeah, you're putting it in, right? You might as well put the hole in the bucket now and let it go, because most of that crap came from their conditioning and their needs inside themselves that they couldn't feel, so they projected it towards you. Now, if somebody leaves you and they go off to somebody else, number one, they haven't had enough time to come to terms with you. So theoretically, they're not even with that person. Because if they're not present with you, and they're not going to be present with them because they're actually not present with self. And that's why we say in twin flame journey, you can't be in your twin flame union unless you're in union with self. Do you love yourself? Are you living the highest life that you wish to achieve? Or are you hiding behind fears and I can't try that because what if I fail? Can I achieve that? Can I succeed? Am I worthy? Am I lovable? You will work through your body related issues. You will work through your control related dynamics, and you realize if you do, if you're trying to control it, it's because you believe you're not good enough, and you need to do that in order to keep it, because you always lose things. And it's like you will get tired of doing that because you'll get to a point you think, sod it, if you're going to go, sod off then. I'm too tired doing that. I've got my own crap to do. You'll outgrow it. It's it's um it's evolution. It's you grow. It's too much work. Don't do another person's work. You can't. Nobody is here to make another person happy, and nobody can. You could be having the crappiest day, and I could say, "I'll give you $1 million," and you go, you're on the bones of your butt, thinking, "Oh, peace out. I've had enough," and it won't work. Yeah, I mean, I was always feeling I've got to be better, but half of it wasn't even what my mother and father taught me. It was I wanted to appease them. I wanted to, sometimes if you're not an affectionate person or your parents not, it's their conditioning. It's not exactly yours. I'll get there shortly, Kaya. And it's just, really coming home to yourself and going, look, one day your mother and your father energy won't be here. Some of you that may have already happened by now. Really sitting with yourself and loving yourself and parenting yourself and saying, if you're having a really crappy day, I would say to myself, Yildiz, I love you. You are the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you do your best. And as long as you show up every day, that's all that matters. How far back are we going? Will Twin figure out the dark energy? I think so. Although, you know what? It's really hard because, look, I don't know every karmic on the planet, but the karmics I do know, if I was to tell you stories about it, you would quiver. You would be disgusted. I can't even explain it. You would be absolutely mortified. So yes, the karmic energies in the circular effect, God bless them, but just I can't explain it. So if certain conditions have been around your side or their side, and emotions and wounds have been formed due to the interaction of energies, and karmics don't have to be romantic partners, and there's more than one. Whoa, no, I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube.
You've got sharp nails.
I'm on YouTube. Excuse me. One. I'm going to kill it. And I mean that metaphorically. Sounds like a cat purging my own side. Oh, parenthood is not fun. So what was I saying? Done enabling. Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. She's very spoilt at the moment, and I think this year I've really got very fed up of very bratty children. The way I was raised, and I'm not dark age style. My generation, I was very prudish growing up. Like I said, twin flame journey, you end up purging. You don't end up being the person you are. I'm beyond the years of being seen and not heard. I don't think that's appropriate, but I do believe we need to respect people. And when that isn't reciprocated, Aries in Chiron, that's in my relationship sector right now. I'm a Libra. You don't mess with me. So it's like Libras are really at the moment deeply frustrated. It's like connections, relationships, surroundings, friendship groups. It's very, so depending on where that Aries placement's coming, we call it the me generation. It doesn't mean to say, well, who knows? They may be more successful than us. It may be more open and, I'm going to turn up at your job with a bra on my head. I swear. What do you reckon, Chris? Do anything to embarrass children? She thinks she's going to sleep. I will be talking to her in a moment. She'll be like, eh. Put her on YouTube for guidance. She's got a 12 hours activation. It has been horrendous for 2 years. Yeah, not if you had seen what she was walking out with. That's a different story. You have, where do you have it? I have Aries North. Me too. Mm, yeah, and I have a lot of Pluto in my charts. You know, endings can't, endings are part of my life. I'm like, I'm used to that. It's like, next, yep, let's go, whatever. Maybe she has something to share with us. You do, though. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yours is a Capricorn. Oh, okay, beautiful. So again, I will come back again tomorrow. I've got to do the, I'll see if I can do the mid-months. Like I said, most of you, you will have dynamics pop off this month. Very, very full on. So if I can, I will. And if I can't do all 12, it'll be earth, air, fire, water, and cards per piece in each element. So let's just see how we go without disaster hitting, because this month is one of those months. Love you too, Elma. Love you guys. See you soon.